Yeah, what's the deal? Everybody gotta say I said, Baston Passe, Una Gaba Respecta Kuala Laqua is definitely going down. So check it out. Satan is the black word for Ptah. Satan is Ptah because anything that was demonic is African. And the reason why it's demonic is because you have to look the system and what made Africa fall, because the world was once Africa, and it was led by one. It was led by one system. It wasn't. The world wasn't divided. So today's message is Satan is Ptah. As I was saying, Shashim Faraj and Hail Satan, it came to my head that these people have deemed it, or certain people have deemed demonology as really the African gods, because the African gods were creators. And in the Bible, it says, in the beginning, Satan is Ptah. So when you hear the word Satan, it's Ptah. It should be Ptah. And they called it demonic and deemed it, demonized it, or called it demonic because using my sixth sense is because they had so much power, and Moses got upset, and after he took the power, he wrote a book and brainwashed everybody and programmed everybody not to believe that Satan was not who called his name was Ptah, but he turned around and made him Satan and deemed Satan to be this horrible monster because he didn't like the way that Ptah had the power to engage in Pharaoh, and he didn't like the way that Ramsey was treating Moses and his people, because obviously they were his people, and Moses, like, so my phone went off, so I'm not lying. So when you activate your chakras and use your sixth sense, you're able to take what's out there and decipher the truth, which is meta netter. So meta netter is the spirit of the truth, and so this is why I call myself a Satanist, because I know that for a fact that Satan is Ptah, and we have to find a way to survive and carry the legacy. And when you go and you speak to Satan, then Satan will reveal who he really is. And then when you find out the perception and have the truth of the perception, when you activate your chakras, because you're gonna have a truth of perception when you activate your chakras. The third eye is your perception. So when you activate your chakras and you work on your third eye, you're gonna have a certain perception. That perception is going to tell you the truth. So when you start reading this book, the Holy Bible, and you start reading books, and you start getting knowledge and information, because that's why knowledge is power, because you'll be able to understand what the truth is really about. And that's what Metanetter is. Metanetter is the chakras, the Hindu version, the Hindu religion. That's also a level of, the Egyptian pantheon, or what we call as consciousness, or using your sixth sense, which is actually the Egyptian pantheon, is Metanetter. And I noticed that everybody don't know about Metanetter. They can talk about it with their degrees and their philosophy, their years of studying it, but it's called metanetter, and there's a difference. When you study metanetter, you understand and you learn the truth, and you invoking these spirits because it has no choice but to open up your sixth sense. The metanetter deals with your sixth sense, which is your spirit. So you have your raw, your ka, and your ba. Now, your Ra, your Ka, and your Ba is also known as your Merkaba. Your Merkaba is what puts things together, what is your soul spaceship, right? So if you think about a sail and you think about an atom and why a cell wall, the machine and the functions of the machine and of the soul moves completely different than your soul. Being a photon, a light particle called a photon is a soul. So you see how the lights, you see how that flash real quick came across the screen? That's spirit. We're photons. So this body is just a vessel. And once this body is lowered, your spirit is released and free from this spirit, from this vessel, this avatar, and you become your higher self, which is your soul, which is your call, right? Your call is kept inside of your nucleus because the nucleus stores within the atom, and then the atom has the cell, and then you have the cell membrane, or your cell membrane, which is like a cell wall, which is your skin. So that's why biology is very important because you have to have the sixth sense. So I was trying to really understand what a sixth sense is, and it basically had a Jehudi and Shashada actually explained to me, and Jehudi is thought, which is the God of wisdom, and he actually explained to me what a sixth sense was, and that was being able to read in between the lines and knowing what the truth is. When it's the truth, it's the truth. When you won't hear anything because we operate off of electrical signals. So when you start studying your neurons, hell, I respect neurons more. The neurons keep you free, keep you free, keep you free. Your neurons keep you free because your cell trap your soul. So your neurons keep you free because your cell trap your soul, which operates your subconscious mind because that is your thought. So your thought is already native, and a thought is a thought, which a thought is a homonym word. You know what I mean? It has a different meaning to it, just like morning does. And this is why I don't say morning, I say atum, because as the collective, we are together coming from an atom, and that's why we are collective here, and that's why some of us have consciousness and some of us don't have consciousness. So it's an understanding. And there's once again the magical word perception. All right. And this is why I teach a lot on chakras and working with chakras because your subconscious mind, it will run you to the grave. It's the one that is the most unseen, but yet the most so powerful. And it operates just like your body has certain operations and mechanical things that it does. An organism has a role. The motor skills have a role. Everything in your body is like thousands and thousands and thousands of different glands, part and different things working together to make that body work. But when your body is sleeping, doesn't mean it's still not working. And then when people talk, the phone went off, so you know I'm not lying. So when you're talking about dreams, right? Dreams, dreams are the real world. If you're looking at the reticular activating system, if you're looking at the reticular activating system, dreams come from the real, are really where you go because your soul enters your body. That's why there's a cell. All right, that's why there's a cell. Okay, so that's very important. Just like a cell, a prison. So just like you say, you can like my body, but you can't like my mind because your mind is already in prison. Your mind is in prison once you are here in this third dimensional world. See, you have to understand the third dimensional world is a material world, but the third dimensional world can be created, and you ascend and you're descending. That's what the reticular activating system is. So your brain is a system, and if you understand systems, it's like it's a computer or a cell phone is a system. That is your brain, which is your, like Baba G say, your Ethernet is created by your Ethernet creates your internet. All right, and so we are replications of one another. Now it's like multiplicity, right? Cells divide from each other, but they come from an atom, and the nucleus operates the cell. And then you're talking about your DNA and then your RNA, which is the program that your DNA is stored inside of your nucleus, and that has the information to tell you whether you, hey, look, I'm a primordial god or I'm a vampire, like my mom Bohathor explains to us. That's very important that you gotta understand. Like there are primordial gods, and then there are vampires, meaning like we were half gods and half gods and half humans. And with the ability to be a god, we have the ability to be able to create, right? In darkness, we fill the void. If you read in Genesis in the beginning, It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Now, the earth was without form and void, and the darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit was good and was hovering over the face of the waters. So your spirit is your soul, right? Which is your car. Because remember, as I explained, you have your Ra, your car, and your Ba, which is your Merkaba. That is your ship, right? But your Merkaba lands into your avatar. The avatar was created because this world is a middle passage. All right, and we're gonna get it's a gate. It's a gate. You have to go through the gate because there's dimensions, right? And each level of dimension is like this. So each planet is separated by notes, by dimensions, right? Which looks like this. Each planet is separated by dimensions, right? So my phone went on, so you know I'm not lying when I did like this. So by now you should already know what that means. All right. So you have the planets, right? The planet like so what are the planets? So it would be like this. And those chakras and those mantras help with you, right? All right, so you say, all right, so it goes like this. It goes, what are the planets? What are those planets? What? So this is how you use the force is by sound. So today is the solar plex chakra. So when you would say ram, oh, and how to kill vampires is by Hecate. Hecate is the black god, and that's why they say it's demotic because demotic is actually what they meant to say is it's not demonic. What they call demonic is not demonic. It's demotic. All right, it's not demonic. It's demotic. A lot of people think that the demons are demons, but demons are demoted, right? Because they come from Eve. They're not demons, but they're classified as demons because because technically King Solomon called them demons, so they was classified as demons, and Queen and the Britain classified them as the Queen of England classified them as demons and whatnot because they were African and they were melanated, right? They were African and they were melanated, so they called them demotic, all right. But they were supposed to be demotic because they came from Bantu because demotic is a language but the demotic is not, that's what it's really supposed to be called. But they didn't call it demoted, they call it demons. All right. And that's why Satan is Ptah. Okay. So demotic is really demonic, right? But they call it demonic because they didn't want you to study the knowledge and the information, which is the truth. But when you unlock your chakras, you'll be able to understand what the real is going on. So the planets each planet. So what are the planet? Okay, so what are the planets? And that's why Satan is Ptah because Ptah is demotic, right? Which is a language, a form of ancient Egypt, Kemetic, or a language of Meta Netter, right? And uh, uh, and that's why that is because demotic is demonic. So what they say is demonic is demotic. What's just they have the demonology, and then they have pantheons, right? So the Egyptian pantheon is a part of the demonic demonic. So Satan is really Ptah because he was the god of word, the god of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? So there you go. So really, what Moses did was, and now we get that to another chapter. What are the planets? What are the planets? All right, so in order. So it would be like this. So you see how you have the planets like this, which is actually the same as this right here in such a way, right? So the first circle, and no, so these these scales, these dimensions, right? And this is the wall, the slit, right? The wall and the slit. So these dimensions are energies and the sound and vibration, which and so it'd be Mercury, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, E, A, B, C. All right, then Venus, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All right, then Earth, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right? Then Mars, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then Jupiter, C, D, E, F, A, B, E, C. And so on and so on and so on. Right? And so these planets, right, have islands. All right, these planets are islands. These planets are ran by gods. If you look at the African Kemetic calendar, the African Kemetic order, meta order, it has the Kundalini, the African Kundalini, right? The gods are numbered off, and those each planet is a god. But behind the iceberg, see along the line. So behind the ice blades and the ice walls, there are islands, right? When those walls melt, then you'll see those islands. Those islands, and you can Google it, actually are Osiris, Thoth, Isis, and those are the planets, right? And that's where it's Asobolo is above. And then also how you travel to the planets is through your Merkaba, which is quantum. And then not only that, right? Those are why the pyramids were built. The pyramids were built, right? The pyramids were built to keep an exact location of the stars. Osiris, the Sirius, is a star, is a satellite. So the internet is the Ethernet, right? And the Ethernet is through the inside, which is your brain, and your subconscious mind, which is also your sixth sense. All right. So it all comes from the perception of when you open up your third eye and you develop your sixth sense, you will understand exactly what I am saying. So all you have to do is this, and I have wrote it down somewhere, but I can't find it. But all you have to do is this: develop your sixth sense. And so males are supposed to work with Jehudi, and females are supposed to work with Shishada, okay? Because also we want to say Shah Shah, okay? We want to show respect because Meta is a polytheism. It means there's more than one God, and there's a polarity, which is a seven hermetic principle. So when you have a polarity, you have good and then you have bad, male and then female. That's why there can't be one God because one God has to have a partner. He can't do everything by himself. The world was not built for you to do everything by yourself. You have to have a team, a diversified team that is able to help you to give you the support that you need, and you recruit good familiars through Jehudi and Shoshana. So I often ask my clients, my lesbian clients, like if you are lesbian, then why are you praying to Jesus, which is a white male God? You don't even like men like that. That's what I told my client. Like you don't even like men like that, so why are you praying to a white female God? I mean a white God. You know what I'm saying? Or Jesus, wherever a man God, period. Jesus, who has no wife supposedly. So what you need to be doing is praying to Shoshana. Because Jesus is the spirit too, and Horus is the spirit too, and that's why they try to come up with that Christ consciousness because they try to entangle themselves with us, but they're vampires. It's not even about color; it's about vampires. Jesus is a vampire, and lesbians are not vampires. Well, some of them are not. Some people are vampires, though. You know what I'm saying? So why would you be praying to a vampire god that's a male god and you don't like? You need to be working with Shoshana. Y'all need to be working with Shoshana. All right. But what they saying is demonic. That's why I have 666 on my hand. Because I know I come from the demotic, not the demonic. And the six particles 6 electrons and 6 neutrons, which is an atom, are primordial atoms that exist, are primordial gods through the bloodline of the nucleus, where the DNA and the RNA and they are like liaison bloodline. You feel me? So this knowledge gets real deep. You know, I put a lot of time and effort into studying it, and it dawned on me that demotic is demonic. That's what we're gonna call this video. Demotic is not demonic. The truth. The truth episode. So when you're saying hail Satan and Shashem Farash, you actually are saying hail Ptah. Because Satan is Ptah. Alright, so we're gonna do some readings for this week because it is September, and we're gonna try to see everything how it goes. We're gonna ask Ptah what's going on. Because I do feel like things are happening for a reason, and the planets are getting in alignment with each other, and they're vibrating at a normal frequency. And the blood marbles, the planets are getting aligned with each other as we are talking about planets and the rectangular activating system, which is your ascending and your descending. And that's why also being grounded is important. As I talked about that, we got the 3 monkeys: see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Those that know. You know, you feel me? It's all good. So, yes, we are demotic, not demonic. So, everything that's in the Bible that is demotic or what they call demonic is actually demotic. Baal and all the Lucifer and Satan and the devil, these are all black gods whose names have been covered up by Moses to infiltrate and brainwash a nation to turn against its creator, which is Africa. Africa is the creator, and us coming from out, we have the ability to be able to create, and us being creative come from our gods. We just have to tap in to our records and know who we are, activating our systems and our cells, which is our chakras, which is energy. Okay, energy. All right, we got feathers, which is Mayat, the truth. Anywhere you see feathers, that is Mayat. You know, she is the truth. She is judging and watching you. As we talk about the Kundalini, we got the tree of life. You feel me? So that I can't make this up. You feel me? So this month is going to be turning out to be positive, even though we are in the middle of retrograde, and we do have four planets in retrograde. But September 15th is the last day, so we just trying to do everything that we can to keep our head above water and fight these days as they come along. And this is going to be the day of miscommunication because you know when Mercury is in retrograde, there's always confusion and miscommunication. So it's very important to go to the source and stick to the facts and don't worry about things. Stay grounded. Once you release that energy, you can't destroy it, whether it's negative or whether it's positive. That's how you know this world is a holographic universe because how can a human life be here all these years and just be gone like that? Where is it going? There's something that is going. This is just a machine like a car, a boat, or anything else. So what you have to do is you know, stay focused and pay attention at all times to what's going on with your sixth sense. Open up your third eye. The sixth sense you can get on the planets, and you definitely gonna be blessed, even though it's a retrograde, which is quite different. Like I said, following on, so you know I'm not lying. But following us, so you know what I'm like. If this video has been helpful to you, today's chakra is ram, 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 which is the solar plex chakra. And the solar plex chakra is all about the I can energy. I can do all things through not Christ, but Horus, whose strength is me, because we are not demonic, we are demotic. All right, we are demotic coming from either or Kemetic, which is meta netter. All right, so the solar plex chakra is governs the fire element inside of you. It is your strength, your vitality, your ego, your willpower, your stamina, and your inner power. So in a way, you do need an ego, and sometimes, but not always, you have to use your sixth. Once again, the magical word, your sixth sense. All right, so your sixth sense are your chakras, because there's your third eye chakra and your sixth sense is your third eye. So those are the energy, right? That activates your energy and rises you above your cell wall, which is your nucleus, which is your car, and that's when you go in your Merkaba and you travel through gates and portals because this is a dimension. All right, once it's created, it cannot be destroyed. So that's why we don't say good morning. That's why there's no death because we don't mourn death. Mourning is the homonym word. We say atum because right now we have to remember that we come from an atom and we were divided from an atom, which was our demigod self, which we were taken away from our polytheistic beliefs. All right, so location is between the navel and the solar plex. All right, the basic issues is power. So when you need power, you say ram, ram, ram. All right, power, self-esteem, and strength. My phone went off, so you know I'm not lying. Yellow is color. The mantra is RAM. All right. If balanced, you feel energy, strength, confidence, strong will, mental balance, health, confidence, and active. If unbalanced, you feel guilty, lack of energy, weakness, allergy, fatigue, low self-esteem, worthlessness, digestion problems, and liver problems. And the color is yellow, and you can Google that information yourself. So, peace to the guys. I love myself.